Hello, I'm Spenta. I live in USDA Zone 7. I love landscaping and gardening. Today I'm sharing a quick video on leaf identification with you and how important it is to ID your leaves just to know what plants are going in your garden, especially if you're at the nursery. Sometimes things can be mislabeled and get mislabeled in the trays, and let's say you are buying eggplants, you end up buying squash instead. That's why it's really important to know your leaf identification. Squash and cucumber all belong to Cucurbitaceae families, so they completely give different leaves. Look at this, really pretty, right? Completely different type of leaf structure than this here, which is my eggplant, one of my eggplants. I've planted these here just for purpose of video, and I wanted to share with you how the leaf identification can be really important. See, eggplants have different leaves on them to start with. So to begin with, eggplant leaves completely look different than squash leaves or cucumber leaves, watermelon leaves. They all look different. Watermelon has small yellow flowers, and as you know, you go on to purchase your produce at the store, you need to make sure that if it doesn't have any flowers in it, because usually a lot of people ID by looking at the flower. If it doesn't have any flowers in it, look for the leaf pattern. So the leaf pattern should be similar to this and going round. Now notice that you see some of this spots on here. That's because in the morning I come over, it rained last night, so I come over and I spray some neem oil on my plants. It's really nice to have. It helps deter. It doesn't deter completely. It helps deter squash borer and the squash bug, which are two different bugs that can destroy your squash plant completely. The squash borer, once it gets to your squash plant, your squash dies within that week. So just keep that in mind. So that's something to know, keeping in mind, you know. So plant lots of squash, but once it gets to one, it can also see the other one. It's attracted because of the flower. So it's such a pretty flower. Let's discuss the flower real quick. The flower here for squash and zucchini, all of those they're edible. So as I mentioned, it belongs to the Cucurbitaceae family, and the flower here is edible. So if you cut it off right here, you can add it to your salad dishes, and it would be so pretty. It's really pretty. I love it. Dianthus is another flower that I like to add to my salads. So if you're one of those people that likes to eat salads that are with beautiful colors during spring through autumn season, I definitely recommend that you plant some squash. Know that this is a male flower. See, it's a male flower. If it were a female and it was producing, it would be much shorter. It would be toward closer to here, and it would actually have a little tiny bit showing that it is a squash or maybe a zucchini growing. Going over here to my eggplant. Eggplant belongs to Nightshade family, so it has completely different type of leaf structure. Leaf patterns look different, and here is the flower. The flower, I'm going to touch it, it's turning into an eggplant. This one it's purple. So it's definitely different, belongs to the Nightshade family. This is my backflow gardens. I have planted some stuff in here just to share with you. Last year, a friend of mine, Geevee, purchased some plants from the nursery, and she was very happy, looking forward. There looked like there were about 10 squash plants or squash zucchini plants in her gardens, but she thought they were eggplants. And I told her, I said, Geevee, these are definitely squash, but don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. I've yet to see, Spenta has yet to see one of these, but don't give up hope. By the way, if you don't know me and you're new, don't forget to take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to comment after my share. Hit that like button, definitely helps out. Thank you. And a shout out to my sponsors and my subscribers, my fans. Thank you for supporting my channel. And so yeah, I told her, I said, keep up your hope. You know, you never know. You could be the first person that ends up with special eggplants. But she did not end up with eggplants, and she told me, yes, they are right, you were right, they are squash, they are squash plants. So squash, zucchini, they all look similar. Cantaloupe, watermelon, they all leaf pattern looks similar. The watermelon is a little bit different. I think I have a little bit of a let's see, back to here is another one. As I mentioned, this is my backflow gardens. That is a cantaloupe right there. So if you plant from seed, which is what I love to do, planting from seed is awesome. You have more control over your plants. This here is a watermelon, so check it out. It's cute, isn't it? So see, watermelon looks so different, and fuzzy up here, so cute. Also, tomatoes give little yellow flowers, don't they? They're also cute, but the leaf pattern is different completely. So just keep that stuff in mind. There you go. And completely different leaf. That's a canna. Sunflower coming up. Some more sunflowers coming up. I love sunflowers. And by the way, another method to have they say so, it hasn't worked for me though. They say if you plant okra close to your squash, it can help with the squash borers and squash bugs being more attracted to the flower of the okra. However, squash borers like to lay inside the squash and ruin the squash from stem out. So just keep that in mind. Neem oil is good. I recommend it. And if you're wanting to add some food to your gardens to feed them, Osmocote is definitely something I recommend. And as you can see, I have mulch in here. If we get really close, you'll notice that I have layered about 2 inches of mulch on top of each section. And that is very important in keeping moisture in during that summer heat. Again, I'm Spenta. It's important to study leaf pattern. Leaf identification is very important. Maybe you will get stranded one day, and you never know. I have been reading for about 12 years on leaf pattern and leaf identification, so it's very important to know what's edible versus not. If you ever get stranded, keep that in mind. Again, I'm Spenta. Wanted to share my squash and eggplant with you as a gesture of love. I'm going to name, I have already named both of them, but I'm going to let you know that I have named both of these plants after Geevee. So Geevee now has a squash and an eggplant in here. They are annual, so they will not return each year. You need to keep the seeds. So easy to keep the seeds of both eggplant and squash. Definitely harder to keep the eggplant seeds than it is to keep the squash seeds. Squash seeds are large, so are cantaloupe seeds, and as you know, you can save those much better. But yep, save your seeds and they come back the next year, the following year. Again, I'm Spenta. I thank you for watching my share. I hope you enjoy your summer gardening, or at wherever you are. You might be able to grow these all year round. So happy gardening. May your gardens grow green, beautiful, and full of produce. Have a beautiful day.